Washing a car with only one bucket? Nah, that's crazy. Let's find out in today's video. What's going on, guys? It's Carson here, back with a brand new video. Today, we're gonna be talking about rinseless washing and how I use it in my home garage. What classifies something as rinseless wash is something that is highly dilutable, like this Armor Detail Supply Hero, that can wash a car without rinsing, meaning that this has some sort of polymers in it or enough lubrication to glide across the surface of the paint without scratching or marring. But all about your wash media and what you use when you're washing the car. Rinseless wash does not scratch your car. I really do like to foam down my vehicle and wash it that way. For my STI, it's very practical to use rinseless wash. My STI doesn't get driven too much. It gets driven maybe 3,000 miles a year. The majority of dirt and dust that gets on this thing is something that is perfect for rinseless wash. Rinseless wash does a great job with pollen, with light dirt. So if you're somebody that maintains your vehicle and washes your vehicle frequently, rinseless wash works for you. I use rinseless wash a lot in the winter. Depending on the rinseless wash, can kind of stretch the limit of it. But in today's video, I'm gonna show you how I use it on my Subaru and how you stay safe with rinseless wash. My two favorite rinseless washes I have currently are Armor Detail Supply's Hero Rinseless Wash, and of course Absolute by P&S. Today, in this demonstration, I am gonna be using Absolute because it does have some protection and some synthetic polymers in it. This is one of the most budget-friendly options to get into rinseless. This 32-ounce bottle is on the screen, however much it is. This will last you forever. In this demonstration, I'll show you two different medias on how to rinseless wash. Ultra Safe Sponge by the Rag Company. The cool thing about this sponge is it has laser cut divots in here that will encapsulate that dirt, dust, whatever it is. Dunk your sponge in, it will safely release that dirt and debris. Secondly, we do have our traditional microfiber towel. This is the Minx Royale by the Rag Company. Again, this is one of my favorite rinseless wash towels. Just because it's so plush, it's very easy to use, it will release the dirt as well. And now let's talk about tools. Right here, I have three different ways that you can use rinseless wash in a tool. First off, this is the IK Multi Pro 2. So this you can fill up with your solution, soak the panel down, and you're good to go. This has always been my go-to until this Ryobi came along. This is a great option to do. All you have to do is fill it up, like I said, pump, spray it on your panel, and you're good to go. The more traditional method is using just a regular sprayer. Fill it up, spray your panel, and you're good to go. This is what your normal way of doing it before all the fancy tools and everything like that. And finally, the method that I will be using today, and my personal favorite, this Ryobi sprayer is a battery powered sprayer, so it just makes it a little bit easier to soak. And this does have a half-liter capacity down here. And so I've seen people mod these and change these up, but this is what I'm gonna be using today, just because this is my favorite way to do it. Now, this is just a standard 5-gallon bucket, but the most important part about it is it has the grit guard down here. And this grit guard is going to capture and encapsulate all the dirt and let it sink to the bottom. So make sure you have one of these in here. Another must-have is gonna be a good drying towel. Today we're gonna be using the Rag Company's brand new Slim Dryer towel. I'm gonna just be briefly showing this today, and then there will be another video that has my full deep dive and my first reactions, all that fun stuff. So if that video is up before now, make sure to click it and check that guy out. We are now over here with our bucket. I have about 4 gallons of water here in my 5-gallon bucket, along with, I'm gonna use this today to show you guys that you can use just a standard bottle for your pre-spray. All right, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do here is I'm gonna dilute this bottle as a pre-spray for the little bit dirtier areas. I'm gonna do this 64:1. So I'm gonna only need about 15 to 16 milliliters in this bottle for my 64:1 dilution. The standard dilution and what we're gonna be using Absolute today in our main solution here is 256:1, meaning you only use half a capful, which is half an ounce per gallon. We're gonna go ahead and use 2 ounces today in our demonstration in our main bucket, and then again 15 milliliters here in this solution. About Absolute specifically is we want to give it a gentle rock. We don't want to shake it because it does have polymers in it. It can get kind of chunky. And that's just the one thing with Absolute, so keep that in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 ounces of Absolute in here. You can see it's kind of chunky. And that's not going to affect anything at all. Let's go ahead and put it in our cup, or excuse me, in our bucket. All right, so we got our pre-spray here, or a much more concentrated rinseless wash, and then our bucket of normal rinseless wash here. So let's go ahead and fill the sprayer up too, so we're all ready to go. If you want to be a little bougie and it's cold outside, then you can actually pick up one of these bucket warmers. They just pop in here, warm up the water, and so your hands aren't as cold. And I do want to give a huge shout out to my boy Jose. Thank you so much for sending this over to me. I can't wait to use this. I actually didn't get the chance to use it last winter, but next winter I'm going to be using it. So thanks again, Jose. Make sure to follow his Instagram and everything linked down below. Unlimited car details. Again, thanks so much, dude. I really appreciate it. Alrighty, so our bucket is all ready to go and we are set to rock and roll. Now here is our wash media that we're gonna use. Again, we're gonna use the sponge and the 2 Minx Royale towels. I'll just drop them in here, kind of get them wet and get them going. We have come over to the first panel, which is going to be our fender here. You're gonna wanna start with the body first and then go to the wheels. Again, we're gonna take our pre-spray or our 64:1 Absolute and just kind of give the panel a quick mist. So we're gonna kind of get it in the areas that are going to be well soiled. Perfect. And that's gonna kind of do its job there. Let it kind of break down. So then I'll just kind of spray this down. Boom. The towel of choice, or the microfiber, the plush microfiber. It does not have to be this Minx Royale. This is just what I'm using and this is what I like to use. All right, so this towel is fairly wet. You can see it's kind of dripping. I don't know if it'll pick it up a little bit better. It's dripping a little bit. So now all we're gonna do is we kind of have it in 4 sections. All we're gonna do is just press along the surface, no pressure whatsoever, and just glide it onto the panel. Perfect. Keep going. And then this car is not very dirty, so I can confidently do this whole panel with just this side. Now we flip it over and now it's doing its job. So you can see here that the dirt is encapsulated here in the microfiber and picking it up. Again, this panel wasn't too terribly dirty, but it did have some dirt here along the edges. This panel is fully clean and good to go. So if it's super hot or you're working outdoors, then that's when you can take your drying towel and work panel by panel. Since I'm in a kind of a climate controlled area, I'm gonna do about half the car, then I'm gonna go ahead and dry the surface. I'll show you now the sponge and how to use it here on the passenger door. Alrighty, so again, with our pre-spray, we'll kind of mist down the surface. I know this car, so down here, the lower rockers typically get hammered or more dirt and debris. Early summer here in Idaho, and so there is quite a bit of bugs on my mirrors, so I'll make sure to kind of soak those down. Now it is fully pre-sprayed, and we're just gonna soak it down and kind of go quick. So the sponge is gonna be one of the most popular ways of rinseless washing and my personal favorite. And so what we'll do here is we got the sponge, we dunked it down in here, and it's fairly wet. So you can see it's dripping quite a bit. I'm gonna get a little bit of water out of that, and we are kind of looking for it to a light drip, work our way from top to bottom. I'm just gonna hit this here, boom, boom, like just a normal wash media. Keep going, keep going. The cool thing about it is if it gets super dirty, then you just flip, and I always recommend doing that halfway through your panel anyways. Now we got that. Okay, now I knew that was a little bit dirtier, so I'm just gonna dunk it for good measure. Looking good. And once you do it more, you kind of feel it. Perfect, keep going, I'm gonna flip. we're all good to go. And so now this is adequately rinseless washed. So when we're done, finished with our sponge, we'll dunk it here, hit our grit guard down at the bottom. I like to wring it out just a couple times. Boom, wring out, boom, wring out, just so I can kind of get that. And I periodically will check in between the laser cuts and see if there's any like big items. One amazing thing about Rinseless is you can even get bugs with it. So you have light bugs right here. All I have to do is just put my towel, that guy, gone. No bugs. The funnest part of rinseless washing is the wheels. Paintwork is clean, we're good to go here. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we've got our bucket. I like to take my nice towels out. So my nice rinseless towels, we'll go ahead and get all the water and everything out of it. And we're gonna take these out. Let's go ahead and hit it with our spray. Again, this is our waterless washer 64-1. And hit the barrels, hit the faces. And at this point, if you need to use a dedicated wheel and tire cleaner, you can. I am gonna be just using some cheap towels. Ultra Rip and Rag XLs, these are the pearl weave, but they're cheap to get and good to go. So we'll just throw those in here in the bucket, get them all wet. I'm gonna hit the wheel faces first. I'm doing this very strategically, where I'm getting the corners, getting everything that I touch, and I'm gonna be looking at my towel. So, I mean, you can already see it's quite a bit dirty. And flip it over, and we're gonna, again, work in these 4 square quadrants. This is, again, why you wanna use a cheaper towel, is just because if this gets wrecked, you don't feel as bad. Hit this inner lip. And now, and what I like to do is I just give them a quick little spray, again, to get most of that dirt and contamination off. Because now it's, for the most part, it's clean. Good to go, and then I will hit it with my wheel-specific drying towel, which I forgot, so I'm gonna go grab. That is it for the wheels. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of the wheels, and I'll get back to you. All right, guys, we are all finished up with the wheels, and the car is looking fantastic. It's looking nice and glossy, it's super slick, and it just looks amazing. I wanted to show you guys, so this is the wheel towel. You can see both sides, and that is why I opt to use a cheaper towel. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and washing with me today. We used Absolute by PNS, and it was a phenomenal product. We got to test out our amazing new Slim Dryer towel, which is, again, great for rinseless, and I'm super, super pleased with that. Other than that, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to press the subscribe button and make sure to like this video. Comment down below if you have any suggestions, if you use a different rinseless, what is your favorite rinseless to use? Again, mine is PNS Absolute and Armor Detail Supply Hero. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Carson. You guys have been awesome, and I'm out. Peace. Nasty.